You are given control of the WWE roster for one night, and what do? In this video, we're going to get control of 29 superstars that are desperate in need of a refresh because they're stuck in limbo, and hopefully giving them another spark. Hello everybody, my name is Sancho West and welcome to Sancho West Wrestling. This is where we talk about all things wrestling, and if you love pro wrestling as much as I do, you're going to love this channel. Be sure to subscribe. This video is not going to be precise fantasy booking. It's just, hey, some of these superstars maybe need a change of scenery. So here are the categories I have for today's video. Needs gold, needs wins, babyface turn, heel turn, more ring time, more mic time, NXT or TNA, or transfer. And here's all the superstars are going to be working with today. LA Knight, Bayley, Jimmy Uso, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, R-Truth, Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes, The Miz, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Grayson Waller, Ivar Eric, Rusev, Nikki Cross, Natalia, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Maxine Dupree, Omar, Santos Escobar, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sol Ruka, Tyler Bate, Uncle Howdy, and Zelina Vega. And you can see there's a common theme between all these superstars. Either they are just in a weird spot, they're in purgatory, they seem to can't break this glass ceiling that's above them, things of that sort. And here I am, and today we're just going to have a healthy conversation for what we can do. Let's go ahead and start with LA Knight. LA Knight's booking has been very controversial for a long time for the people that absolutely love LA Knight. Now, I understand there's factions and camps of people that don't like LA Knight. They feel like he's too much of a copycat of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. And there's oftentimes with the LA Knight, he cuts promos, but he doesn't deliver on the promos. And after a while, eventually you're going to get tired of LA Knight. So what does LA Knight do? Now, we did make a previous video here on this channel talking about LA Knight in more detail, but truthfully, LA Knight just needs gold. LA Knight needs gold, but not the United States gold. He needs the IC title. He needs to transfer over to Raw and win the IC title. That would give him a good boost, and that would give him some great kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Shine, so he could then vault over to the heavyweight title. There's some people who want to talk about that LA Knight needs the heavyweight title, that he needs to go against Gunther, but he could totally beat Dominic Mysterio, and I think it wouldn't hurt Dominic Mysterio to lose to LA Knight. LA Knight as Intercontinental Champion will work really well, eventually setting him up to make that stepping stone to the heavyweight title, like a Braun Breaker, like a Gunther, those type of characters. So LA Knight needs gold, but I see gold. Bayley's been one of those characters that we've been wanting something to happen. Bayley was heel with Damage Control, turns the babyface alongside being ousted by Damage Control. She gets that vulnerability. She wins the Royal Rumble, kind of disappears for a while, doesn't have anyone to feud with once she becomes champion. So Bayley right now is on a massive L streak. Now, no longer being part of WrestleMania, now no longer at this time of this recording part of SummerSlam, considering that she did lose to Lyra Valkyria and losing that opportunity to face Becky at SummerSlam. So what is up for Bayley? I mean, Bayley puts on bangers of matches. We saw that previously in the NXT Black and Gold days. NXT puts on, great opportunities for new upcoming superstars. So that's where I'm going to put Bayley in. Bayley deserves to be in NXT. I don't see it as a downgrade. I don't see it as a demotion. I know a lot of people will believe that's a demotion, and sometimes the internal workings of the WWE, the superstars do believe NXT is a demotion, but I think that'd be a great person to have as a veteran leadership. I think when Becky went down to NXT for a bit to refresh her, I think Bayley needs some wins. Let's put her in NXT, get her that refresh that she needs. Next one I have here is Karrion Kross. Bottom line, Karrion Kross just needs more ring time. I need to see Karrion Kross in the ring more. I need to see Karrion Kross dominate in the ring beyond main event. You have the vignettes. He has the mic time. He's slowly getting more opportunities on TV time, not commercial time. At least recently in Monday Night Raw, he got a vignette. I think he just needs to be more in the ring. Feed him the America Alpha Academy, things of that sort. He just needs to dominate people, and he needs to get his finisher over and his intensity over. Right now, he's just a dog with all bark, and we know what there's behind that bark, but we haven't seen it yet on the main screen. Jimmy Uso. Now, Jimmy Uso needs more mic time. Jimmy's a great talent. I absolutely love Big Jim. I think Jimmy had a great run, or an opportunity at a great run, when he challenged LA Knight for the United States title. I thought we would get something, but then they pulled Jimmy Uso to help Jey Uso in the Gunther feud, and Jimmy slapped the taste out of Gunther's mouth. So we just need more screen time, more mic time for Jimmy Uso. The big thing about Jimmy Uso is he needs to be able to portray himself that he's different from Jey Uso. I know he's leaning on the no yeet yeet thing, and he needs to be different from Solo Sikoa. And the biggest difference of that is he's a great talker. Just needs to be more opportunities. I love his in-ring. I know he's a great worker as well. But sometimes when you see Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, they're all the same kind of fighter. And I want to see a different kind of wrestler in the ring, but let me stand him out. Let me separate him. Let me find his unique ability as a mic talker. AJ Styles. Now, recently TNA did tease AJ Styles, but I do think he needs to go to TNA. I think there'd be great things for him in TNA. I know he's currently in a program with Dominic Mysterio going for the IC title, but what happens after he wins the IC title? I think he have greater strides in TNA, going back to his old stomping grounds, fulfilling the, the old nostalgia act of the past, and I think he'd be a great opponent for Trick Williams. AJ Styles needs to go to TNA. I want to put Scarlett alongside with Karrion Kross. It was really cool to see Scarlett get a pop when she popped up by herself without Karrion Kross. It's a good thing to sign. It's a good sign for Karrion Kross and Scarlett. R-Truth, my God, R-Truth is such a. I really do. R-Truth needs to go back to his R-Truth vibes. Now I know he's trying to there's two ways he could go about this. I know Ron Unalivings is like we like to joke on the Wrestling School podcast. It's supposed to be him taking over. He always says I'm driving now. Well, where's R-Truth? I need to see R-Truth again. And I do believe that the WWE lost a huge comedic piece by not signing again, this is not R-Truth's fault. They did not sign or renew R-Truth's contract, thus having this whole thing where he had to get the entire WWE universe to turn it around, had to get that momentum on X, and eventually we brought him back. But now they brought him back, they have no plans for him. And I'm curious to see what Ron Unalivings, the actual person behind R-Truth, can do. He's been doing some cool in work in the ring, but now he's just a generic wrestler that has a weird edge to him that he has no direction to go. Make him a babyface in some sort of way. He doesn't have to be like R-Truth, the comedic guy, but at least have him go out there like a babyface. Last time we saw him, he got a roll-up win on Aleister Black, and he just doesn't feel like he's going anywhere. Make him a babyface. Make him save somebody. Let him get involved in a lower mid-card kind of picture rather than asking for John Cena, because I truthfully don't think he's going to get his over or his run back on John Cena for a while. Austin Theory. Austin Theory has been the most interesting person, and I'm just going to stick with what everybody believes what's going to happen with him eventually is that he does need a babyface turn. I think Austin Theory has been probably the biggest question mark throughout the Triple H era of booking. We were wondering what happened to this Austin Theory who had Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory who was beating John Cena at WrestleMania, just disappeared off the face of the earth. He even had promos where your daddy's not here anymore, which is a sign that it feels like Triple H telling Austin Theory that you're not going to get here, bub, anymore. You're no longer the one that's ruling the kingdom. Now, who knows backstage politics? I never was a wrestler. I never know anything. But when it comes down to it, you can't argue with the fact that there's something going on with Austin Theory, that he's been knocked down a peg and he's been doing his kind of like his run around the laps. He's lap running, He's been told what to do and he's being disciplined in some sort of way. Now, he does shine, and every moment he does bump, but he's been on ice for a long time. He's been off of TV, and I don't read the dirt sheets, so I don't know if he's on vacation, things of that sort, but I'm talking about the in-ring character of Austin Theory needs a refresh, make him a babyface, and this should have been done sooner than later because now there's the impact of the turn is kind of stale at the moment. Carmelo Hayes. Now, I want to pair Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. I'm going to put them that they need gold. And what kind of gold they need? They need that Raw tag team gold. Transfer Carmelo and The Miz off of SmackDown, put them on Raw. I think that'd be a great kind of feud to have with Judgment Day, to have with Ivar, and we'll talk about the Viking Raiders soon. But, put those over the War Raiders. Put them over there and things of that sort. Have those abilities to give them a refresh. I think the issue with Carmelo is the same thing that I found with LA Knight, is that LA Knight had a glass ceiling, was so short, because if you're not going to go after the United States title, there's nothing else for you to do. That SmackDown division, that tag team title is so stacked at the moment that adding Carmelo Hayes and The Miz would be a disservice. But truthfully, you cannot have Carmelo Hayes go after Jacob Fatu, because then you're stuck in the bloodline vortex. And once you're stuck in that bloodline vortex, there's no getting out. Look at LA Knight. So move Carmelo Hayes and the Miz over to Raw. Let them go after the tag team. Let them get that solidification under there. Then you could build up Carmelo and the Miz as a tag team. Eventually you could do the breakup and things of that sort, and then Carmelo could go after the IC title, things of that sort. Now, Drew McIntyre, I'm just going to say this right now. Drew McIntyre needs gold. I don't care where it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a speed champion. I don't care if it's the NXT champion. He needs some gold right now. Right now, Drew McIntyre is the voice of us, of the internet, and sometimes he says what we're thinking. He cuts the best promos. He gets the most attention. He's a gravitational pull in himself. He is a main event superstar, and it is such a huge disservice for him not to be in the main event scene. So when I say needs gold, chase gold, go after gold, get gold. Don't care. You need to have gold aspirations, because right now you're kind of just complaining about things that are not working for you. And then when baby faces call out that you complain, you kind of get shaved down to one level. Drew McIntyre needs to be in the main event. Drew McIntyre needs to have gold around his waist. Don't care how he does it. Don't care, what he needs to do it, but he needs to get the job done. It is a shame that he burned the Money in the Bank, because that Money in the Bank briefcase that he had last year would have been able to bridge the gap to allow him to have some power over the main roster, the main event scene. But because he burned it day one, all that power shifted back to CM Punk. And then after he got beat by CM Punk at Bad Blood, he went to disappear, had a feud with Damian Priest, got beaten in cage match, disappeared. Now he's back in SummerSlam with Jelly Roll and Logan Paul and Randy Orton. At least he's around some buzz, but at the same time, Drew McIntyre needs some gold. Damian Priest is next. Now, Damian Priest could get a transfer. He recently was transferred. I feel like they're trying everything that they can with Damian Priest. And let's just go down the thing. Again, Damian Priest was transferred. Does he need to go down to NXT or TNA? Maybe. It'd be nice to see him in TNA. Does he need more mic time? I don't know. There are flashes of brilliance when it comes to Damian Priest's character, where he gets down to who he is and himself as a person cranked to 11. And then there's other times where he's just trying to be a babyface and it doesn't work out. More ring time. We've seen Damian Priest get a lot of ring time, and sometimes the result doesn't really benefit him. When he beats Drew McIntyre, that really didn't help him. When he loses to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, that didn't really help him either. So I don't know if he needs more ring time. Does he need a heel turn? I don't know. I think he's doing some great things as a face. He is getting buzz as a face. He is getting the pops when he appears. He's currently in a program with Aleister Black, and that's going to basically make him the face of that. So I don't know if the heel turn is a play. Does he need wins? I kind of hinted at this when he talked about more ring time. When he wins, people feel like, Damian Priest getting pushed. He's right now in that weird position, like a Sheamus, like a John Cena, where the machine, or like a Roman Reigns, where the machine is behind Damian a little bit. Does he need gold? He was a heavyweight title, and I don't know, he's kind of felt like he's went into his weird direction in his past after that, where he's like, I'm going to take on the biggest dog in the yard type of thing, and he even challenged stare down Jacob Fatu. I just think, you know what? Damian just needs more ring time, more mic time. Give him the mic more. Let him discover himself as a talent a little bit more. Not necessarily in the ring, but give him more backstage segments, because he is finding a footing there. I think one of the best backstage segments of Damian Priest as a single star is when he was literally sitting there writing his signatures and autographs, and then all of a sudden Gunther attacks him, and then Damian Priest gets the upper hand. He says, you may be the king, a ring general, but I'm the king in the streets. And that was the best thing that Damian did, and they kind of didn't do anything with that after that. Grayson Waller, currently just floundering around with New Day. I think he needs to go to TNA. That's a great talent to go to TNA. He had some great runs in NXT. I think the TNA move would do really well for him, and I like his moveset, and I think the TNA roster could gel well with the Grayson Waller, and he'll do some great things as a heel over at TNA. I don't like, again, I think the ship has passed along with that Austin Theory face turn. That is all gone down stale. It should have pulled the trigger a long time ago. Ivar and Eric. Now, what I have for Ivar and Eric is they need a transfer. They have been doing some solid things with Raw lately, and I mean solid, but they were very serviceable. You know, they have the tag team champions. They got it for a little bit. Now they're going to feud again with Judgment Day. I think they need a change of scenery. I think right now the feud of Judgment Day and the War Raiders is not there anymore. There's nothing. They've already explored that path. They need to find a new level. So move them over to the SmackDown and have them feud with the Wyatt Six. I think that'd be great. Now, you could be saying, like, Sancho, didn't you say Carmelo Hayes and The Miz are going over to staying on SmackDown, being a tag team there? The roster is already stacked for a tag team division? Sure. But that is like a new budding relationship. The War Raiders are an established tag team. Put them over there. I think they would just have banger matches with Dexter Lewis and Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan. And I think that will give them a great opportunity for those babyface to have something to climb over, and they could tank a lot of L's, and then when they eventually get the dub against the Wyatt Six, I think it'd be a huge pop. And I think they're the kind of mix of like velocity and aggressiveness that you need in that SmackDown roster. Rusev just needs more mic time. I think Rusev getting more backstage segments with Jackie Redmond, I thought that was cool. Rusev just says cool things now. When he was in an AEW, he called himself the Redeemer, and he had some of these really cool vignettes. And I think they're scratching the surface here on Monday Night Raw with Rusev. His in-ring is there. I mean, sure, you could give him more in-ring, but there's not that many people he could squash. I think Rusev needs to establish himself as this new level of mic work that he's discovered at AEW. Him saying that I'm here to kind of cause destruction with my new jack body, hilarious. And I think those are the kinds of things, and those are the kind of intensity that Rusev just needs to remind people that he's actually better than he was before when he left WWE and he found a new level in AEW. Let's just explore that more with a new Rusev. Nikki Cross, give me more in-ring with Nikki Cross. You know what I mean? I feel that Nikki Cross right now has just become a decoration alongside with the White Six. She's literally sitting at the feet of Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy. Give Nikki Cross ring time. I want to see more of the character work in ring. I need to see more of the spookiness. Give her some backstage segments. I think it all starts with more in-ring time. The women's roster is vast. You can even go after NXT talent. I don't care. Nikki Cross needs to get more in the ring action, so then I could buy her as a threat when she's hanging around with Uncle Howdy. To say that Nikki Cross should feel like the most supernatural thing out of the entire White Six and should be the most scariest person in that faction besides Uncle Howdy. Natalya, I do feel like Natalya is kind of not being utilized correctly. Natalya has always been the gatekeeper of the rookies. She's been there, she's there, and you kind of have to defeat her to get to your next level. She's definitely a entry-level boss, and I think Natalya would serve better at NXT. And now I know that Natalya has been around for a long time. I just feel like right now I don't even see Natalya, and her with a Maxine Dupree is not working for me. And I think the biggest sign of that was when we saw in the Fatal 4-Way alongside with all the other Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. Everyone was assuming that it was going to be Natalya and Maxine representing Raw, and then that happened. Let's get Natalya some new opportunities, some more backstage segments on NXT, because she's doing some great things outside of WWE, outside of, you know, like with the current programming. Like she's with GCW, she's having these kind of blood sport type of matches. She's doing some great things, so let's just put her in NXT and make her something, give her something new to do. The New Day. Now, this is going to be a weird thing because I've been enjoying the New Day's current things with Adam Pearce, but I feel like the train for their heels are kind of done. They've hit bottom so quickly because they did not, like, nothing really happened with that turn with Big E. I felt like Big E didn't really, I feel like they didn't commit to that as hard as they should. It happened. They gave it there's so much room to breathe, and it was one of the best moments in 2024, but then there was nothing to follow up with that. They eventually got the gold and really nothing happened. They had a couple of matches and that was it. That WrestleMania match wasn't the best thing for heel New Day. They found a level of seriousness, but it didn't go anywhere. So now they're back to their comedic roots of mourning for the Raw tag division. But it just shows me that they're great comedic baby faces as well. If they could find a way to turn them babyface, I think that'd be better for the New Day. And I think they have to stay there because it clearly was a sign that the heel turn did just not go anywhere. I think if you would have made that heel turn and gone in singles, that would have been interesting. But doing a heel turn and absolutely going nowhere after that huge rocket ship launch into the new heels, I feel like, what are you going to do? Now, how can you turn babyface after being like very mean to Big E? I don't know. Big E has to be involved in it. I just don't think there's nothing left for the heels of the New Day. Let me know in the comments if you disagree, if there's anything there. Now, I talked about Maxine Dupree, Natalya not doing things. I think Maxine Dupree right now just needs more mic time. That's it. She had one promo where she walked into the ring. I think it was like after Mania. She's walking to the ring. She cuts a promo for Alpha Academy, and they do a great job. It was like a great promo. It was like, wow, Maxine should be more on the mic. So we just need to give Maxine more mic time. Let her be a talk piece, a talking head for the Alpha Academy, and let her just keep going with that, because I think that's something that you could definitely grow, give her more opportunities to find new levels of her own self, because the in-ring is slowly coming along. You could look at her from the beginning to her recent Royal Rumble. She definitely gets a lot of pops and things of that sort, but I feel like Maxine Dupree is pigeonholed because she's not allowed to talk on the mic, and when she does talk on the mic, she does show flashes of something better. Omos, I just need to see Omos in the ring. I don't care where he does. I don't know what he needs to do. Just give Omos some more ring time. And in fact, put him down in NXT. That's the best place for Omos right now. And I know it'd be a step back for where he was going, where he was at one point with MVP. But brother, what are you doing now, right? You're doing absolutely nothing. You're sitting there on the sidelines. Put him down in NXT. Let him be someone like the Go against Obafemi type of thing. Let him have feuds down there. Even let him go with Trick Williams and have that opportunity to take the TNA. He just needs to be a rebuilt threat. Lean onto his time in Japan. Show off that he has new things. He is a very athletic man. Show that off in NXT and put him back on the main roster in a nice organic way. He can't just show up on the main roster because it would feel like he is basically, we would have never seen the level up. If it requires him to be on the main roster, a lot of things have to shift over. I mean, he could go after Rusev maybe. That would be interesting, but I feel like he needs to start with NXT and restart again. Santos Escobar. I feel like Santos Escobar, hear me out, needs to be more of a heel turn. Now, he's already been shown that there's like his Angel and Humberto want to get rid of him, right? The rest of Legado, they want to turn on him. They already kind of have those signs. He's already being like a Chad Gable, a little bit abusive and things of that sort, trying to like downplay and just keep needling into Legados. And their current reign is right now, they're the AAA champions, tag team champions. But I think Santos needs to be one step ahead. If Santos could establish that he's one step ahead and he gets rid of the tag team and introduce a new luchadors, probably bring in something from AAA to more of a heel faction, that would be cool. Because right now, the Legado's in-ring outshine Santos, and Santos feels like he is that anchor. He is that extra weight. But I want Santos to feel like he's a step ahead of the game. Let him be more of a heel and get him in the ring, of course, but give Santos a bigger heel turn, and then that would send Legado into a babyface, because they were getting babyface fops as their in-ring characters. Their in-ring was great. Sheamus, let's complete that Grand Slam, brother. Let's complete the Grand Slam and make you an IC title holder, and you get it done. I think Sheamus right now is kind of in this mode where he's getting banger after banger, but the banger after bangers don't mean anything. There's no substance to the banger after banger. They're great meals, but what's the point? What's the point of you, Sheamus? If you're working banger after banger going towards the IC title picture, that's great. I think that's a better ride for Sheamus. And Sheamus right now is in the program with Rusev. If that could lead to an IC title program, gauntlet, #1 contender, good. But he needs to win sooner than later, because once he wins gold, then he could kind of hold on to it. And now he has something new and refreshing to do as an IC title holder. Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's put Shinsuke Nakamura down to TNA. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. Put AJ Styles in TNA, put Shinsuke in TNA, Bullet Club type of vibes, New Japan type of vibes, revisiting again. I think Shinsuke Nakamura as a mid-card heel, and in the SmackDown, there's not enough time for SmackDown to have him. His feuds don't really go anywhere. The new character, the new edge is Shinsuke Nakamura. Used to do Poison Mist, doesn't do Poison Mist. I think TNA would love to have a Shinsuke Nakamura rocking around Poison Misting their faces. A program with Joe Henry would be really cool. Joe Henry versus Nakamura, to add some prestige to Joe Henry. I think Nakamura, there's really beating Nakamura in the WWE doesn't mean much, but beating Nakamura in TNA would mean a lot. Sol Ruca, it's time to get Sol Ruca more ring time and more ring time on NXT. I had this kind of debate on the Wrestling School podcast with my partner Santi. I said it's time. I know that she could do a lot more things on NXT. She could become an NXT champion, but you got to strike where the iron is hot, and the iron is hot for Sol Ruca. Her debut on SmackDown recently before Evolution was great. Her match at Evolution was great. Let's put her on the main roster, because I think she could discover her character more and needle into who she is on SmackDown, being an active wrestler versus going to NXT and becoming a heel and then becoming a champion. That's great and all, but there was a lot of wrestlers before NXT that were able to establish themselves by being on the main roster. Let's do that to Sol Ruca. I think she can handle her own. Her in-ring's amazing, and her finisher could get her over. And think of like Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane got herself over on the main roster with the insane elbow. Let's get Sol Ruca that. She's going to get over with a soul snatcher, and people are going to want to see her wrestle. That's a start, and then we can discover the rest later. Tyler Bate, dog, I need a heel turn from Tyler Bate. Hear me out. I know Tyler Bate has this golden retriever type vibes, happy-go-lucky, but Tyler Bate could be a submission specialist, and I feel like the WWE overall is missing that submission specialist. Think like a Dean Malenko. Think of someone that is so feared that he can lock you in, and this guy has the old school grapple moves, and I think it'd be great, because right now his moveset, it's pretty and all, it's fun to look at, and it does feel like a babyface moveset, but you could definitely make that a heel moveset and make it more a little bit aggressive, add an edge to it, and now we're all locked in to Tyler Bate being a threat. And right now, Tyler Bate, not a threat. Tyler Bate alongside Pete Dunne and New Catch Republic, not a threat. Let's make him a heel and let him be a threat. Uncle Howdy, I just need to see Uncle Howdy more in the ring. That's it. I need to feel Uncle Howdy is the biggest dog in this faction, or give him some more supernatural abilities. If you're gonna make Uncle Howdy supernatural, let me see how supernatural he can be. Invest in your character. Invest in the supernatural of Uncle Howdy. Make him appear, disappear. If they are not willing to invest in that, then this character is not going to go anywhere. Let him be like, have the ability to possess people. I don't know. I don't care. Because right now, Uncle Howdy is nerfed. Uncle Howdy is in vignettes that people tune out on. Uncle Howdy is in a space where he's all talk and no action. So give him some action. Put him in the ring more. My favorite moment of Uncle Howdy is when he actually cut a promo in the arena versus a vignette. It added a spectacle to it. It added a spookiness to it. Uncle Howdy needs to feel like he's a threat on his own, and he just needs to feel like he's a magnet for more of his followers. Because right now, Uncle Howdy just feels like a throwback right now, or he feels like an echo of something that wasn't of Bray Wyatt. And I know that's what they're going for, and I know he's supposed to be a successor to Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt could wrestle too, brother. Zelina Vega, they're kind of hinting that Zelina Vega is a heel, like she's turning heelish. She had like a strange demeanor about herself at Evolution in the Battle Royale, but I feel like Zelina doesn't need wins. I think what Zelina, if honestly, Zelina needs a new theme. If there was, let me just change this, a new theme. I think Zelina's theme is hurting her right now. Honestly, everything is there. Yes, she could use more mic time, because when she had those mic times against Liv Morgan, after the Rhea Ripley injury, good stuff. She literally called Liv Morgan sloppy seconds. That stuff was great. The thing that where she got regulated to the chancla, I get it, very service level. But bottom line, Zelina Vega needs a new theme. If you watch SmackDown or you come to my watch parties, her theme sounds like the waiting music or commercial music for SmackDown. So immediately she comes out, pop, and then everybody chills because they've been kind of a Pavlovian effect thinking that it's a commercial. And Zelina comes out to no pop. It's not her fault. Give her a new theme song. Give her something that has, I don't know what it is, because if you listen, like I was watching Royal Rumble review, her theme before LWO got a huge pop. Her LWO theme, when she walks out, gets a huge pop. Her current theme, no pop. Just give her a new theme and things will happen. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about where I feel like you could reshuffle things, and what would you do if you were given the keys to the kingdom for one day. Be sure to subscribe for more. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.